the other things that you really can't measure, so, how beautiful it is it a great place to walk your dog, are there sports clubs and activities, and above all else, I think the thing we've discovered that really makes it really the most important thing is community spirit and how well people work together kind of to make their place better. And blimey, Ilkley's got that in absolute spades. I've never come across a place with more volunteers cleaning everything up, looking after each other, helping each other out, and they are so good at getting things done that it's
we mentioned earlier. Yeah, well, I think just on that, Tim, sorry to interrupt, I was just going to say that we mentioned earlier that this weekend the 3 winners of the first ever Ilkley Litter Picker of the Year Awards will be named. And this is because people are so eager to volunteer their time and to do things like that actually the town council's like, well, hang on, let's recognise that.
And it's fantastic that they do that. And that's one of the reasons, to be honest, that I really like doing this list. And I think it's actually quite a valuable thing to do, is because that kind of work, clearing up litter, helping your neighbours, doesn't usually make the news, doesn't get much credit, and it's really nice to recognise the people who go out of their way to do that.
Yeah, exactly, and it's important to all of us in our local communities. So we're focusing on Ilkley, which I think it's fair to say tops the list, but there are other regional winners to consider as well.
Absolutely, it's not all about. It's a lot about Ilkley. It's not all about Ilkley. We've got 70 places on the list overall, and each of the regions has a winner of its own, and there's all there's lots of that community spirit shown in lots of the other places too.
Yeah. I have to ask, Tim, when you do the list like this, for how many weeks afterwards do you get bombarded with people saying, why wasn't my place on the list?
That happens a lot. We also get a lot of people bombarding us saying, how dare you put our place on the list?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't like it very much. Or somebody once parked their car outside my house, so it must be awful. So, we get the moaners as well as the people who are happy about it. I mean, I like it because I think it does genuinely put a bit of a spring in the step of the places where of the places that do get a mention. Do you want to run us through
some of the other places that you particularly find notable as regional winners?
Yeah, there's one in particular which again I think can almost match Ilkley for community spirit, which is the little village of Trawden in Lancashire, which I'd barely heard of before last year, but I think it is probably Britain's most community spirited village. It's not chocolate boxy, and we sometimes get accused of looking for chocolate boxy posh places, but this has just got the most fantastic story that shows just what can be achieved when everyone works together. In the past 5 years, the community have taken over, I think, the community centre, the library, the village shop, and the pub. They've saved them all from closing, they've bought shares, they run them all as volunteers, and I mean, it's not just that they've done that and kept their village, thriving and happy and healthy with all those great facilities, but everything they've done with them is absolutely brilliant. The shop, for instance, is amazing. It's solar powered. It's full of local produce. It's got everything you want in, lots of plastic-free refills of things, and full of volunteers who'll show you everything, help you find everything, stocks everything you want. It's absolutely brilliant.
I think as well, one thing that struck me about the kind of places that have done well here is the kind of, I suppose, the not work and classic life things, if you know what I mean. So obviously we want to consider house prices, of course that's important, links to work, etc. But actually building on that community theme, things like festivals and what the local pub is like and what the restaurants are like, that's all so vital because we're all looking for that quality of life.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are the things, I mean, it's hard, I think, to definitely know that you've got the best of everywhere, and there may be some places we haven't found that have all that. So if anyone's listening and they think their place is worth a mention, then please tell us. But yeah, it's the things that you can't measure, I think, make just as much difference as the things that you can. Another place that's brilliant is not the other end of West Yorkshire from you, little village, canal-side village called Slowett, which again is another one of those. It's not particularly pretty. I mean, I love the old mills and I love a narrow canal and all that, but it's not rose-covered thatched cottages. But again, they've got the most fantastic little village centre full of really interesting businesses. Lots of them are cooperative. There's all kinds of arts organisations and festivals and just things you can join in and really feel part of the place.
Yeah, really amazing. It's a brilliant list, Tim. It's amazing work, and we're very glad for your time this morning. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.